Hello everyone and welcome to my nerdy little corner of the internet. Today we are going to look at what you should bring to the Disney Lorcana Challenge in Chicago this coming weekend. We saw some big tournaments the past weekend and what the higher skill players decided to bring to face the juggernauts of Emerald Steel and Ruby Sapphire. And now we have a pretty solid 4-deck meta entering Chicago. These decks, I am calling the Quad, are the frontliners in the meta today, and we will look at each deck, their strengths and weaknesses. First up is Ruby Sapphire. This deck wants to ramp, put items into play, including Lucky Dime, then using the big removal pieces in Ruby to control the board until you get a large lore gang play. Ruby Sapphire has access to several board wipes, the best removal suite, and incredible card draw. It's also the most straightforward when it comes to your altering strategy, but it is very slow in the early game and is quite reliant on finding its ramp pieces. Next is Emerald Steel Bucky, another straightforward strategy of putting down cards that attack the opponent's hand, having the spot removal for key pieces in opposing decks, and of course the big card in the newest set, Diablo. This is definitely the boogeyman right now, but it is vulnerable to a few things. Without Diablo or Beast, it can be difficult to come back from behind, and it's vulnerable to the Steel matchup. Speaking of Sapphire Steel, this deck is specifically designed to take out Emerald Steel, and it shows. Having cards that are protected from spot removal with Ward, damage spells with Resist, and having Grab Your Swords to clear out go-wide strategies. This deck also has the best top deck mode among the four. The deck does have issues facing multiple large bodies, and this is definitely the Tinkerer's deck, requiring possible last-minute updates based on the shifts in the meta. Finally, we have Ruby Amethyst. In the first chapter, this was the big control deck, but has now become the aggro deck of the format. However, that is a bit misleading as the deck has several diverse routes. This deck can play 5-turn games as well as 20-turn games with the bounce package from Rise of the Floodborn, and has the board wipe in a pinch. However, this versatility is also its weakness, as it's definitely the most complex pilot. It's also incredibly weak to Emerald Steel, with very few answers to multiple threats in that deck. So, these are the 4 big decks to look at whenever you're designing new decks and playtesting for Chicago. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.